Have we finally reached the point where a luxury family SUV looks like it belongs in a superhero movie rather than a school drop-off line? Look at this thing. Just take a long, hard, uninterrupted look at it. Welcome back to Crownline Reviews, everyone. Today we are standing in front of something that completely shatters everything you thought you knew about the Lexus brand. For decades, Lexus has been the quiet, sensible choice. The brand your wealthy but practical uncle bought because it would never ever break down. But the vehicle sitting in the showroom today, bathed in the warm, dramatic glow of that incredible geometric bronze wall behind it, is not sensible. It is not quiet. This is the 2026 Lexus LX 800h, and it looks like it wants to eat the road for breakfast. Let us start with the sheer, undeniable presence of this machine. If you are watching this right now, you can probably feel the gravity it pulls through the screen. The paint is a flawless, light-absorbing matte black. It does not shine, it just swallows the light around it, giving it this stealth bomber aesthetic that is impossible to ignore. It is the kind of color that makes you want to reach out and touch it, just to see if it feels as smooth as it looks. Lexus has taken their already massive, controversial spindle grille and blacked out every single piece of chrome. It is a vast, dark mesh that dominates the front end, flanked by those razor-sharp, triple-beam LED headlights that look like they are squinting at you in anger. And look at the lower bumper. You have these aggressive, stacked horizontal LED light strips integrated into a front splitter that sits dangerously close to the ground. This is not a vehicle designed to crawl over rocks in the desert or ford a muddy river. This is a vehicle designed to command the fast lane on the highway and make everyone else immediately move out of the way when they see it in their rearview mirror. Moving down the side, the aggression only amplifies. The stance on this LX 800h is absolutely wild. It sits incredibly low, hugging the showroom floor in a way that completely betrays its rugged off-road heritage. Wheel arches are flared out, housing what have to be 23 or 24-inch multi-spoke alloy wheels. They are finished in a gloss black that perfectly contrasts with the matte body, and if you look closely right at the center, there is a subtle, menacing red ring around the center cap. It is a tiny splash of color on a canvas of pure darkness, and it tells you that there is serious performance lurking underneath. Behind those massive spokes, you can just make out the heavy-duty braking system required to bring this rolling fortress to a halt. The side skirts are deep and sculpted, flowing seamlessly into the rear wide-body fenders. It is a masterclass in aggressive automotive design, turning a traditional family hauler into a street-focused weapon. Truly understand why this vehicle is such a massive shock to the system, we have to talk about legacy. The Lexus LX has always been the luxurious, tuxedo-wearing twin to the legendary Toyota Land Cruiser. For generations, it was the vehicle you bought if you wanted to cross the Sahara Desert in absolute comfort, surrounded by rich leather and wood trim. It was capable, durable, and incredibly conservative. The previous generations were powered by thirsty, naturally aspirated V8 engines that would run forever but felt a bit sluggish on the pavement. They leaned heavily in the corners, they floated over bumps like a boat, and they never, ever looked aggressive. They were the ultimate old-money luxury cruisers. But the world has changed, and the buyers in this ultra-luxury segment have changed with it. They do not just want off-road capability that they will never use anymore, they want a statement. They want presence. They want performance that matches the massive price tag. And with this 2026 LX 800h, Lexus has finally taken the gloves off. They have looked at the high-performance SUVs from Germany, the ones with the loud exhausts and the stiff suspensions, and decided it was time to build a monster of their own. They have sacrificed the trail-rated suspension for street-hugging aerodynamics, and in doing so, they have created a completely new identity for their flagship SUV. Now, while we cannot swing the heavy doors open just yet to show you the inside, we know exactly what Lexus does when it comes to the interior experience. Imagine stepping out of a chaotic, noisy, stressful city street and into a private, soundproof vault. That is the Lexus experience. Despite the villainous, aggressive exterior, the cabin of the LX 800h will be an absolute sanctuary of peace. You are going to find acres of the softest semi-aniline leather, likely in a deep, rich color like a dark rose or a saddle brown to provide a beautiful contrast with the matte black outside. The smell of a brand new Lexus interior is something you never forget. It smells like expensive luggage and success. The seats will not just be heated and ventilated, they will massage your back as you drive home from a long day. The technology will be front and center with massive crystal-clear touchscreens dominating the dashboard. But Lexus, thankfully, always keeps a few physical buttons for the things you use most, like the volume knob and the climate controls, because they know that tapping a screen while driving is frustrating. You will sit high up, looking out over that massive, sculpted hood, feeling completely isolated from the world outside, yet entirely in control of it. At night, soft ambient lighting will trace the lines of the doors and the dashboard, making the cabin feel like a high-end lounge. Let us talk about what that little H on the license plate means. LX 800h. In the Lexus naming convention, the numbers have always hinted at the power level, and the H stands for hybrid. But please do not let the word hybrid fool you into thinking this is a slow, eco-friendly commuter car like a Prius. This is a high-performance hybrid system. We are looking at a powertrain that likely combines a potent twin-turbocharged engine paired with massive, powerful electric motors. We are talking about an output that easily eclipses 600 horsepower, maybe even pushing closer to 700. The absolute beauty of a hybrid system like this is the instant power delivery. When you press the accelerator pedal, you do not have to wait for the engine to rev up or the turbos to spool and gather air. The electric motors provide immediate, silent thrust, launching this massive, heavy SUV off the line with the kind of violence that will make sports car owners very nervous at a red light. It is a complex, brilliant piece of engineering that gives you the best of both worlds: terrifying, push you into your seat speed when you want it, and smooth, silent, fuel-sipping cruising when you are just running errands. But what is it actually like to drive a vehicle like this in the real world? Imagine the feeling of piloting a luxury yacht that suddenly gained the ability to sprint like a racehorse. When you first start it up in your garage, there's no dramatic roar to wake the neighbors. The hybrid system wakes up silently. You pull out of your driveway and the steering feels light but incredibly precise in your hands. As you navigate through town, the adaptive air suspension works overtime. Even with those massive 24-inch wheels and rubber band thin tires, the ride remains remarkably composed. It reads the road and absorbs the bumps and potholes, isolating you from the harshness of the pavement. The moment you find an open stretch of highway, grip the thick leather steering wheel and put your foot down, the personality completely changes. The gasoline engine roars to life, joining forces with the electric motors in a symphony of power. The nose lifts slightly, you are pressed firmly back into your massaging leather seat, and the horizon rushes toward you at an alarming rate. It is a surreal experience because it is so incredibly fast, yet so quiet and refined inside the cabin. You do not feel the speed through vibrations or wind noise. You just look down at the speedometer and realize you are traveling much faster than you should be. It is effortless, endless power. I want to pause for a second and ask you guys watching right now, what do you think of this massive shift in design? Are you a fan of this ultra-aggressive, street-focused, lowered look on a big SUV? Or do you miss the days when the LX looked like it was ready to tackle a mountain trail right off the showroom floor? Let me know down in the comments, because this is a highly polarizing vehicle, and I love hearing your perspectives. And hey, if you are enjoying this deep dive, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video from Crownline Reviews. We love bringing you these detailed, honest looks at the most fascinating cars on the planet. Now we have to talk about the reality of owning a machine like the LX 800H. This is not a vehicle for the faint of heart or the light of wallet. While the hybrid system will certainly help with fuel economy around town compared to the old V8s, when you are moving this much weight with this much power, you're still going to be visiting the gas station frequently. And let us talk about those tires. Wrapping high-performance rubber around 24-inch wheels is incredibly expensive, and with the kind of instant torque this hybrid system produces, you will be replacing those rear tires more often than you might think. Insurance will be high, and if you ever scratch that beautiful, light-absorbing matte black paint, finding a specialized body shop that can perfectly match the finish will be a headache. You cannot just take a matte car through a cheap automatic car wash. It requires hand washing and special care. However, there is a massive, undeniable silver lining here, and it is the badge sitting proudly on the front grille. This is still a Lexus. Underneath the aggressive body kit, the massive wheels, and the complex hybrid system, it is built with a level of quality, precision, and reliability that the European brands simply cannot match. It might be expensive to buy and run, but it is highly unlikely to leave you stranded on the side of the road with a mysterious engine light. It is the peace of mind that comes standard with every single Lexus, no matter how wild or aggressive it looks on the outside. You also get the legendary Lexus dealership experience, which is famous for treating owners like absolute royalty. When you buy their flagship vehicle, you are buying into a lifestyle of convenience and exceptional customer service. So what is the final, honest verdict on the 2026 Lexus LX 800H? Who's this vehicle actually for? If you're looking for a practical family SUV to take camping on the weekends, or if you want to go off-roading with your friends, look elsewhere. This is not the car for you. The low ground clearance, the delicate matte paint, and the massive wheels have completely eliminated its off-road capability. It would be ruined on a rocky trail. But if you are someone who wants the ultimate statement piece, if you want a vehicle that commands absolute respect the moment it rolls into a valet parking lot, if you want the luxury, quietness, and comfort of a private jet combined with the straight-line speed of a modern muscle car, and you want it all wrapped in a package that will start every single morning without fail, then this is your dream car. It is a bold, unapologetic departure from the norm. It proves that Lexus is no longer content with just being the sensible, safe choice. They want to be the exciting choice. They want to build cars that make your heart beat a little faster, cars that make you look back at them over your shoulder every single time you walk away in a parking lot. This vehicle is a testament to how far the luxury SUV segment has come. It It is excessive, it is completely unnecessary for everyday life, and it is absolutely magnificent because of it. Thank you so much for joining me today on Crownline Reviews. We have loved exploring this dark, brooding masterpiece with you. Remember, the cars we drive are more than just machines that get us from point A to point B. They are an extension of who we are and what we value. And if you drive this, you are telling the world that you have arrived and you are not moving out of the way for anyone. Stay safe, keep driving, and we will see you in the next one.